What's up? What's up? What's up, guys? How are we doing? This is Thomas. Thomas.
Yeah, sorry, my mic is acting weird there. Hey,
This is
Jacoby.
Thomas, and this is Jacoby.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen, it is an absolute pleasure to be back for another Common Ground show. We are here. We're excited for tonight's show. There's been a ton of fun that's happened in the world. And the main thing that we want to do is we want to find common ground between anyone and everyone that we can reach. So please interact with us. Leave us a comment. Shoot, if you want to come on the stupid show, then come on the stupid show. Like, we want to talk to you. Anything and everything, it's on the table. We want to talk about it, period. That being said,
Yeah, we
as we
want black
discuss,
people on the podcast
we want anybody on the podcast.
and black people. Black
Anyways, as we
black
discuss the
people.
political landscape today, from cultural stupid Marxism to the idea that orange man is still bad and ICE, we have to remember just a few things, okay? We didn't get here overnight, okay? We didn't all hate each other just be like at the snap of a finger, okay? Everything wasn't hunky-dory yesterday. It wasn't hunky-dory last year. It wasn't hunky-dory 5 years ago. Heck, it wasn't really even hunky-dory 10 years ago, okay? This has been a slow, methodical erosion of the American ideals and way of life that drew us all together, period. This is called Marxism. The root of it is chaos. They erode the rule of law, the rule of social norms, and at a tipping point, when the erosion is just about there, they scream for a revolution. Does that sound somewhat appropriate? You had Chad that was in, what was that, in Oregon? You have the current issues going on in Minnesota. You had all of the racial riots that went on in 2020 and COVID riots. Painting a picture here.
Yeah.
This is where we are. Chaos hates the rule of law. Chaos wants you pitted against your neighbor, and anytime someone stands up to bring rule of law back, to bring a form of civility back, cultural norms back, chaos will eventually recognize the grip it is losing. This is the point. This is the point where we have to grow a freaking backbone and plant our flag, because if we cave at this point, chaos wins, period. This was never going to be an easy task. The fix doesn't happen overnight. This is not something where everybody just signs on and we're like, oh, great. This is awesome, cool. We have law and order back. No, period, point blank, no. Chaos will always buck the system. Chaos will fight for its life. In chaos, bad things unfortunately happen and occur when law and order, truth and justice start to take hold of reality again, and chaos and lies lose their grip. We cannot become weak and fecal and pathetic in the sight of a very justified fight to bring law and order back to our streets, common sense back to our schools, and the idea of like cultural norms that we all agree to back to our society. So all that being said, Jacoby, I wanted to get your take. Where are we from your perspective? How do we bridge this stupid divide that we have? Because what I see, especially in Christendom, is that we have a bunch of people that our backs are finally like stepping out from behind the wall. And we have a bunch of people that are seeing the evil sprouting up, chaos fighting back, and bad things are occurring. Unfortunately, 2 individuals have passed away in the past month due to riots and due to to me, a constitutional ability um, to protest. Now, did they do it appropriately? We can have that discussion, but it's a constitutional right to protest. And so, two people have passed away. Other issues are going on, but we're losing our backbone. I think it feels like if society got its way, we would just stop what we're doing. We would stop cleaning up our streets. We would stop instituting law and order. We would go back to basically allowing the freaking children to rule the roost again. That's my opinion. That's where I'm at. Now, do I agree that on everything that we're doing and how we're doing it? Most of the time, I don't agree with everything, but we can't sit here and just allow the children to rule the roost again. So take it away.
Yeah. I just feel like that the main issue is the the past indoctrination that has happened in my group of people. It it doesn't it doesn't help when you have a whole group of people who are popular, who are the most popular in American culture and very influential, and they say they're not influential, uh, and they continue to allow these white liberal people to continue to allow them to believe that them making $500,000 a year is not enough. Like there's more to that. Like they're holding you back. It's like I would like to be held back at 500,000. I'll take that.
Right? Give me a chance. Just give me a chance.
Yeah, the white guy who fits my car on for $30 to replace my belt would definitely appreciate $500,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
Who lives in a trailer park? Like, um, so it is the team that's formed is black victims and white liberals that formed the team, this dynamic team, and they between them two, they're going to continue to advocate for Marxism because they've been indoctrinated to believe that Marxism is good, like especially about Martin Luther King,
Mm-hmm.
um, and that's something that a lot of people don't dive into. But it is a great uh, video that you guys can go look at by Chad O. Jackson, where he's giving very great historical facts about Dr. Martin Luther King and how he was very much a Marxist, um, and he definitely fought for that more than uh, Christianity. He also wasn't a Christian. He denounced Christianity. He was
Unfortunately,
a pastor.
he was a
And
pastor like Al Sharpton's a pastor, Reverend Jesse Jackson.
yeah, but that's the leader in the black community. That's who every black person, for most part, they say, well, this is what Dr. Martin Luther King said, and this is how he did it, and all this type of stuff. And it's like a cake can look very appetizing, but sometimes the cake, once you bite into it, is a dry freaking cake.
Mm-hmm.
Like you need milk immediately, or you're gonna suffocate. Uh,
That's
People
very
can
true.
make things look great, but at the end of the day, what's inside, the actual essence of it, wasn't good. You were fooled. Um, so that's my take on the culture of Marxism. Is it starts with re-educating educating people, re advocating for people to be equipped, to become equipped with knowledge, to seek knowledge outside of other people who basically tell you what to do. I don't understand how adults can live their life by being told by another adult how to live your life.
We are very much so sheep, and people that don't agree with that, there's probably thousands of scientific sociological literature that's been written on the
Mm-hmm.
fact that we are sheep. I think a few episodes ago we discussed the fact that there was a test that was done in the 60s where I don't know if it's the 60s or not. It was done back in the day. But what they did is they had like five people sitting at a table, and one person was the guinea pig. And four people, like, they asked the question, they were like, hey, are all these lines level? And they were clearly not level, like taller, shorter, all the way through the sheet of paper. And they went down the line, and the guinea pig was like fourth in line. And so the first person's like, yeah, they're all straight and level. The second person, yeah. Third person, yeah. They get to him, and he's like, yeah, they're all straight and level. The fifth person, yeah, straight and level. They did that with, like, I don't know how many people, but a ton of folks. And it
Mm-hmm.
was like an overwhelming odd of like 60, 70% of the population will just go along with what they're told,
Yeah.
period. You look at what happened in Nazi Germany. How many people just went along with it? They knew what was going on
Mm-hmm.
in those concentration camps. There was no way. There's no way some people didn't know. And they just buried their head in the sand and said, "It's fine. Like it's my government.
Yeah.
They know what's going on. It's going to be okay." No, we are sheep. We are sheep. And the sooner that we wake up and recognize that we are sheep, the sooner we can wake up and recognize, hold on, maybe I need to change a little bit. Maybe when somebody says a plus 1 plus 2 equals 7, maybe I need to say, like, hold on, let's think about that one for a second. Just think about it. Just think about it. You look at what
Yeah.
happened during COVID, just COVID alone. How many people just like whatever the government said to do? How many people in all of these states where they basically had draconian laws set in place? I mean, shoot, in California, there's videos you can find in California. They were freaking filling like skate parks, outside skate parks, which
Mm-hmm.
it is very well known in the medical community that vitamin D, the sun kills everything. Like, it kills everything. There's no, from my understanding, like, there's no virus that the sun doesn't kill. Like, that's why they put um, like UV light inside of ambulances. From my understanding, is because if there's something floating around, that UV will kill it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but no, like, they were filling that so that people wouldn't go outside and play together, because God forbid they wouldn't be 6 feet apart from each other. I mean, we did the stupidest things, and we as the people were like, yeah, that'll be okay. Yeah, let's do that. That makes sense.
Well,
Yeah,
COVID was the
okay.
ultimate test. Like with
Mm-hmm.
COVID, like if you really give it some thought, with the little small test in the room with people, um, like the guy who believed the triangle was a circle because the whole room said it was a circle, right?
Lines are straight, but yeah,
Or my fault. Yeah,
level,
lines are
level.
straight. Yeah, level. Um, so like with that same concept, COVID was a bigger scale. Like they said, do this or else.
Mm-hmm.
Majority of the population did that thing. From COVID, we've started having the biggest like racial divide ever. I would think even like during slavery. I think slavery was better, and I'm saying that as a black man because it was something
I'm
that
not going to
was.
agree with that, but I get your point.
I'm just saying, like, as far as the communication, the dialogue between a black man and a white man, or a black
I
man
might
and a
agree with
white
you.
woman, it was a
I might
lot
agree with you.
more educated. It was less, I'm about to fight or kill you. It was like, we're trying to get to a common ground. Like, what's best for my people? What's best for your people? Like, it was honestly the battle of the minds, right?
Mm-hmm.
And COVID was used in a way to spark this trend of social control, this cultural or social cultural, however you want to put it, this control over society. Because if you get, it wasn't that long ago, people will post political things all the time on social media, and it wasn't really taken that
If you
deep.
didn't like it, you didn't care. You didn't like it.
You didn't
You just
care.
scroll past it.
Scroll past. And now it's such a big divide. Why? Well, I believe it's because of post COVID. They use that in order to start this trend. They said, oh, well, if majority of society put masks on, then majority of society will believe this. Illegal immigrants should be here. Uh, majority of society would believe this. Transgender men should be in women's sports
And bathrooms.
and bathrooms. It's it started this downfall and or this downtrend, and it's it's amazing to see it because it's, I don't know, somebody who was definitely on that side. I still have my own mind, um, and I don't see how. I mean, if I mean, I had to seek this knowledge during the election, right? That's when I changed my mind during Kamala and Trump election. Now, if if I didn't change my mind then, and I was in this time now, I would have been changed my mind because there was so many things that happened that would have been like, oh yeah, we're being played. Like, I don't know. And that's why I want black people on the podcast, because black people have a lot to say on social media, but I want to hear the voices of black people so we can. I want to understand how y'all not seeing what I'm seeing. Somebody who is from the hood, somebody who, I mean, I'm black, dark skinned. I don't know what else to say. What else to say? Um, I don't know how more black I could be, but um, yeah, that's my take.
So the one thing that it's been going around. So, and I want to hear if you're watching this, I want to hear your opinion on this. Okay, so Jacoby and I, we're unapologetically Christian. Okay, we believe every word in the Bible is inspired by God Himself, and so we are no holds bars on that one. Like we want to come with love to you, but we want to speak truth to you from a biblical perspective. And from a biblical perspective, women have an innate desire to care, to nurture. Women have an innate desire to provide a warm and welcoming home, warm and welcoming space. Even if you find the most like liberal type of person that is a woman, well, liberal type of woman, I should say, just in general, there's going to be parts of her life, even though if she hates everything biblical, like there's going to be parts of your life that are just more naturally warm and receptive and comfortable than if like I was doing that part of her life, because that is her innate, it's built into her. And so there's an idea going around. I've seen it on social media. My wife saw it on social media. And so what it is that there's less women having children today, which is a fact. And because of that, the whole like, angry liberal white woman, that whole thing, the idea is that because that they're naturally needing something to latch onto, to care for. And so what they do is they find these I don't want to say petty, but they find these issues that are going on, like immigration, and it is their biggest thing to do. It's like, no, I'm going to fight for these people because this is injustice that's going on. How dare we kick people out of the country? How dare we round them up if they've been here illegally? So what? It doesn't matter. Let's find an issue and let's attach ourselves to it and let's fight for that as hard as we can. And the idea is that they're doing that because they aren't building a family. And I'm not sitting here saying that all white women or women in general are that's the whole issue. I'm not. I'm saying this is something I've seen on social media, and I'd really love to hear an opinion on this. I do lean this way for the majority of people that are latching on to these ideas of fighting for all of these things that don't have anything to do with you in general, and you're fighting for it from such an emotional standpoint. And so I'm interested, Jacoby, what you have to say. And if whoever watches this, I would love to hear your opinion. I mean, we'd love to hear your opinion on everything, but I
Put
would
it
love
in
to
the
hear your
comments
opinion
too.
on that. Yeah.
Yeah, my fault.
Now,
But
do you see that, Jacoby, or am I off the rail, or that person, whoever's posting that, off the rail?
no, say that last part again, because I didn't catch. I cut you off, and that was terrible.
Oh no, I was just saying, Jacoby, I want to hear your opinion on it.
I'm talking about the last part of the topic.
Oh, I can't really remember. But basically, they're latching on to these emotional. I don't want to say petty, but petty is the only thing that's coming to my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts and projects and issues, social issues, because they don't care to build a family, and they're not building a family. And I understand there's a million reasons why people don't have a family. Some people, they just haven't found the love of their life. And dude, if you're listening to this, and you're like looking, man, I hope you find something. I hope you find the right woman. I hope you find the right man. And I hope you guys find build a beautiful life together, prayerfully in Christ, and have many of kids. Greatest pleasure of my life outside of being married is having kids. And so, but it takes work, and you don't have, I can speak to that. Like, you don't have time for like petty things. Like, if you're going to do something with your spare time, it's going to be extremely intentional. Once, one, you get married, and two, if you have children. You know, the people that go around and they're like, oh, but I have a dog and that's my kid. No, fam, like that ain't your freaking kid. Do not insult parents who have kids by thinking you having a pet is a kid. No. Within however long, you can have a dog trained before it's 1 year old.
Mm-hmm.
A child is still nursing up to, sometimes they can nurse up to like 3 years old. And so I had a doctor. She nursed her child until she was freaking 6. So don't sit there and tell me, don't sit there and tell me that an animal is the same thing as a kid. You're lying to yourself. And the sooner you accept that is a lie, you'll change your perspective. And so So yeah, like, do you think, Jacoby, there might be something to that with these angry white liberal women where they're needing to nurture and they're needing to care, and they don't have children, or they're not involved like in a church or whatever it might be, where they can, where that nurturing and that care can be provided. So that what they do is they go out and they find these causes that are in some cases can be very justified, or they can seem very good, but at the root of them, it's just not needed.
Hmm. Um, my take on this is actually probably kind of left field, which is I believe that there's no difference between the Western church and liberal white women. uh, the reason why I say that is because there's liberal women within church who has family, has husband, has kids, who still find these things to advocate for just because it's something that they can feel good about. I think
You know
people
why that
are
occurs?
self-indulging, huh?
Yeah, no, go ahead, continue.
Yeah, I just think people are self-indulging. So many people are so concerned about themselves that if they go do something good for somebody, then they genuinely just feel better about themselves. Like it's like they get high off of doing a good deed, somebody saying thank you, and then they're like, "Oh, great, this is cool." Like I used to be the same way. Like when I first became a Christian, I thought being a Christian meant doing good, just little good things, uh, good gestures and stuff like that, and then eventually, like that would be like the thing that makes me a better Christian. And I used to be so like my innate nature is helping people. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I love helping people, and like so I help people a lot, and people would tell me thank you and all that stuff, and it just got addicting, like being told thank you. Uh,
Yeah.
and even though I was going through that time and receiving all of the attention, I still felt like it was wrong. It wasn't something that I needed to be told that or thank you for. It should be something that we all should do. It's something biblical. Like I am supposed to treat my neighbor as I want to be treated. That is biblical. So if people don't want to be treated like crap, then stop treating other people like crap. Like it's as
Mm-hmm.
simple as that. Like if you want your family to be protected, then protect your family. Don't try to find another cause because somebody is screaming victim and then you feel like you're getting on the right side because it seems like a good cause. That is that faux cake, the fake cake. It's it looks good on the outside, but it is disgusting on the inside. Just like BLM.
Yeah, which is a lot going on with them. Could probably have a whole couple episodes on BLM Inc. And the fraud that has been going on with them the past few
Where's the
years.
reparation? We talk about reparations as black people. Where's the reparations for that? Like from them? Like they could have sent checks to every black American out of all the millions they had, but they chose to use it for their own gain. How
Mm-hmm.
can you say that these celebrity black people aren't doing the same thing?
Yeah.
So,
So that being said, I had staying on the biblical route, Proverbs 20:26. I'm pulling it up now. I meant to have it. It says, and I'm starting this one out from a perspective of orange man bad. Okay, so we could argue. like until we're blue in the face on whether or not, things that we do, are justified. And what I mean we do is in what our president does or what our leaders do. Okay.
Is the
But this
orange
is
man Trump?
Proverbs. Yeah.
Oh,
That was their big thing back in like 2016. Orange man bad because he gets his spray tan and he does. Sometimes if the spray tan is bad enough, like he kind of does look a little orange. And so yeah, that was kind of the thing. But this is what Proverbs 20:26 says. Okay, and as I bring this up, I want you to think about what's currently going on with ICE. I want you to think about what's currently going on with immigration. I want you to think about what's currently going on with everything that you can think of from a governmental standpoint to instituting law and order back to our streets and to our public eye and discourse. That's what I want you to think about this. So Proverbs 20:26, a wise king winnows the wicked and drives the threshing wheel over them. A wise king winnows the wicked and drives the threshing wheel over them. And so basically, he destroys wickedness in his nation, period. And our form of wickedness are those that break our laws, period. So from a king and a president, what else is he supposed to do? It is the commandment by God. A wise king winnows the wicked and drives the threshing wheel over them. What else is a president supposed to do? Is a president supposed to just sit there and go, man, times got freaking bad. I might as well stop trying to get rid of these people that committed a felony by coming into my country illegally. Mm-hmm. I might as well stop trying to get these people off the streets that came here illegally, did illegal acts with girls and, hurt them in ways that I'm not going to speak because I don't want to get those demonetized. What is he supposed to do? Just let them stay? Because oh my gosh, they needed to come here? For what? For what? They couldn't do evil acts in their own country. They had to come to our country and do evil acts.
Yeah.
What else is Trump supposed to do outside of destroy the evil in our land?
Yeah, I'm gonna say something that's probably bad, but I think people are retarded. Yep, I said it. I think people are retarded because I genuinely don't understand how you could say I support illegal immigrants and then you support them in a way that says I don't care that you killed and raped that girl or grape that girl. I'll cut that out. uh, but I don't care that you did that, or I don't care that you ate the cat. Ate the cat. Uh, like I don't care that you're literally bringing your country uh, wild thornberry type of culture over here. Uh, like I just don't care because we're supposed to be an open border nation, and I think about when I've been reading Exodus or just a story of Moses in general, and um, how he was chosen to lead the sons of Israel out of Egypt. If God didn't believe that uh, there should be a separatism in nations, then why would he take the sons of Israel out of Egypt? Well, it's because he was forming another nation. That nation was Israel, right? And so I think if we're even looking at that, just if it was okay for they were immigrants in Egypt, They were from Canaan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they was from Canaan. I don't know where Canaan at. Where is Canaan? Is that in
It's over there somewhere. I don't know, off the top of my head.
it's over there somewhere. Yeah. Well, anyway, they were Canaanites, and they were immigrants in that society. And the only way they ended up over there was Jacob became a servant. Jacob was Israel. He became Israel. So Jacob was the servant of the Egyptian. Uh, uh, what do you call them?
Canaan, Canaan is modern day Israel, Palestine, Lebanon, Jordan, and parts of Syria. So it was a big land area.
Okay, yeah. But what do you call the Egyptian priests? It's not priests. King.
Prince, the princes.
Yeah, prince. Yeah. So he was an Egyptian prince, and Jacob was working as a slave servant for the Egyptian prince. And he, under God's authority or under God's guidance, worked there for years, years, until God called him out of Egypt, prepare him to get out of Egypt by threatening the stupid prince. But anyway, we're all stupid in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
But not go deep into that. But the main thing is that what we're experiencing is nothing new. You protect the land that you're in. That's what you do in this world. I believe people need to start to understand the world. It's their responsibility to understand the world that they live in. And we have to stop babying people to uh almost like accept this the constant refusal of diving into truth, because that's what
Mm-hmm.
it's become. Is they're too lazy to dive for the truth, to seek the truth.
Well, and I think to go with the idea of that we're all brainwashed is we don't. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Most people don't research to like the root of something anymore. They just go online and they hear an opinion
Mhm.
that sounds like truth, and it could be an opinion that is 90% true, but it's still missing 10% of truth.
Yep.
And if you listen to something that's 90% true, that you're consistently missing 10% of truth, over time, like that axis continues to move further and further away from the center line. And so you can't you can't sit there and go and say, hey, yeah, I searched it. What'd you search? I well listen to this person. I was like, okay, did you go to the root of, like, did you hear what they said and go, huh? Let me find and let me read like specifically this. It's like headlines today. All headlines are is freaking clickbait. They will say
Yeah.
the headline will be something from a reputable source. It will, well, reputable. It will say 1 plus 1 equals 5,
Mhm.
and in the actual story, it will say 2 plus 6 equals 10. And you're like, this is not even the headline.
Mhm.
Like, what are you talking about? You know, like they will literally be like, Trump wants to invade Greenland. That's the headline. And then you read the article, and you're like, he never said anything about invading Greenland.
Yeah.
You know, like it's all clickbait. It's all fast action news that has very little substance anymore. Like news was supposed to be substantive, period. and it was supposed to challenge us in our thinking and how we act and how we interact with each other. It's freaking stupid where we are today. But with the idea of Orange Man bad, I want you to think about this, okay? With the idea of Orange Man bad, with the idea of Proverbs 20:26, a wise king winnows the wicked and drives the threshing wheel over them. I want you to think about this. U.S. murders plummeted by over 20% in 2025, marking the largest single-year decline on record and potentially the lowest national homicide rate since 1900. Following a sharp multi-year decline, 2025 homicide rates fell below 2019 levels, with significant drops in 35 major cities. Experts attributed this decline to stabilized routines, community programs, and increased funding. One thing that I think they're missing, and one thing that has been being pushed dramatically by the right people as it pertains to these issues in Minneapolis, is when Trump came on, what did he say? He was going to get the worst of the worst off of our streets. Period. That's what he wanted to do right now. Okay, he didn't come in here and say, I want to full-fledged get everybody off the street that's bad and that came here illegally, which I wish that he would just, hey, if you came here illegally, go. I wish he would do that. He said, I'm going to get the worst of the worst right now. And he's done that. We've deported over 600,000 people. And if I saw something from a DHS the other day, and it walked through like a list of like the worst of the worst people that they got this year, and it was like aggravated assault, grapings, like things along those lines, just rap sheet of those people getting removed from the streets. And those people usually go to the largest cities because they can hide. It's better to hide in amongst 20 million people than in a town it's got 10,000. It's a lot easier to do that. Okay, even a town that has 200,000, it's a lot easier to hide in a city with 20 million than 200,000. And so that's where they usually go. And obviously, there's more jobs, period. Okay, so I think that's a big attributable fact. If you remove 600,000 people that, one, aren't supposed to be here because they came here illegally, and then two, if there were 600,000 people that were like legitimately like bad felons that were part of gangs or whatnot that did terrible things to people, I think that plays a pretty big contributor to our streets, for at least from this article, being cleaned up.
Yeah, I agree. Stuff is definitely changed as far as murder rates. My question would be, with that drastic of a decrease, is that just illegal immigrants?
I don't know.
Okay,
That's a good
because
question, though.
Nick Fuentes always brings up the per capita murder rates in the black community, and he says it's the highest. So, if that is the case, that means there's less black on black crime. That's what that should mean. But if it doesn't mean that, that means that it is that many more or much more. Is that much more immigrants that are here illegally?
Well, I think
And
we
that's
have 50. I saw something today. I think we have 55 million people that are here on visas.
yeah. Um, 55 million is a lot.
There isn't a single real-time number, but recent reports as of August 2025 mention the U.S. State Department is reviewing over 55 million valid U.S. visa holders globally. Okay, so they might not be in the U.S. A figure including many with long-term tourist visas or residing abroad, not just those in the U.S. separately. About 3.6 million people were in the U.S. on temporary, non-tourist visas in 2024, plus 12.8 million green card holders, according to Homeland Security. See, even that right there, like, I freaking saw the video earlier, and that thing was like, 55 million people are here on visas. No, mother trucker. We had 3.6 million people here on temporary visas in 2024, plus 12.8 million green card holders. Now, 12.8 million green card holders, that's a lot of people with green cards. But it ain't 55 million.
Yeah. That is a huge influx of people in and out of America, though. And
Yeah.
if you are to equate America to a house, your own house, how many random people would you allow in your house, like every day?
Mm-hmm.
You probably not gonna allow any random person in your house because it wouldn't be safe.
Dude, you say that. You actually say that. This is the part where people were sheep. Okay, there were. I think it was like New Hampshire, Connecticut, one of like those New England states. They were showing like families that were taking in illegal immigrants
Yeah.
into their homes. Now, I'm not going to sit there and say like these people weren't vetted, but they still were like illegal people that came into our country. You know, like there was no, like, what are you doing? You know, like,
The vetting, I disagree. I don't think these people are vetting any of these illegal immigrants because the truth is, I saw this video of this lady that was getting a DoorDash, and ICE had picked up her DoorDasher, or was trying to pick up her DoorDasher, who was an illegal immigrant, and she allowed her to come in the house and told her to stay in the house, and she fought to keep that lady in the house. I saw another video of a legal immigrant being arrested by ICE, and in the video, this lady gets out the car screaming at the ICE agents and was like, "Let them go, you stupid people," all this type of stuff. And then she was like, "Did do they have a warrant?" And he said yes. And then she was like, "Are they forcing you to say that?"
oh my gosh.
So people are like reaching. They feel like they're going to get a trophy for supporting illegal immigrants in this world, and you're not going to get a trophy, but you could get a very different America that is not free. That could be your trophy.
Yeah.
So
Let's see here. I found something else here. Let's see. Maybe this is it. All right, yeah, I think this is it. Okay. This is from Arthur Macwaters on X. He said, "Let me get this straight. Prior administrations deported millions of people and riots were basically non-existent," which they were, period. Obama deported millions of people. I didn't hear anything. 56 people died in custody under Obama in ICE detention centers. Didn't hear anything about that. No. You only hear that stuff when a Republican's in office. You only hear that stuff then.
Nah, he was black. That's why he ain't here.
The moment Trump took office, a coordinated campaign by politicians, legacy media, directly called for resistance to ICE. Once riots happen and people die, the spotlight shifts to stopping deportations and defunding ICE. If this was such a crime against humanity, why did no one riot in 2024? The intention behind the unrest is not empathy. Empathy is being manufactured on false grounds to achieve political aims, and people are getting hurt. I completely agree with this, and this goes back to Marxism and chaos. They sit there and they, over the years, they degrade our society from our laws to our culture. And then once it gets down to a level where like truly no one gets along with anybody, we don't have any reason to live. We can't, why am I in this country? All the big corporations are getting all the money, and there's no reason for me to have any money, and there's no reason for me to work. There's no reason for me to live, anything, yada, yada, whatever. Then they sit there and go, we got to flip this system. The system isn't working for anybody. Is it working for you? Is it working for you? Is it working for you? That's what Marxism does. And then it begs and it calls for revolution, period. And so, yeah, I completely agree with him. I completely agree with his synopsis that that's what they want to do. They sit there and they create all this issue so that then they can say, oh, let's get rid of the ICE. ICE is the issue. No, dude. The issue is that you are now flipping your frick about it, and you're not going to stop flipping your frick about it because you don't want ICE to do their job. You don't want immigration to do their job. You want chaos in the streets.
What does chaos ultimately do? What what does what is the benefit? I believe the benefit of chaos is ultimately being able to control the actions and minds of people. And this is happening at a mass level, a worldwide level, because our American culture is bleeding into all the other cultures and around the world. Uh, there's black people now becoming victims in Europe, and it's like you were fine before like black people in America were claiming victims and racism and all that type of stuff. And so, in order to feel included, a part of the in crowd, people choose to accept the story that was some of the stories were true and valid, but not all of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not all. You can't eat the whole cake. I'm gonna keep going with that
Can't.
analogy.
Can't. I wanted to get your opinion on this one. This
Mhm.
kind of goes with my opening monologue, if you'll call it that. This kind of goes with this. So this is from NNPNEMCK on X. I can't enunciate things.
Hmm.
And he said, I want you to remember Charlie Kirk getting his neck blown out in front of college kids. The entire world watched it happen. And I want you to remember how the left reacted, how they celebrated, how they justified it, how hundreds of thousands of people liked a post where Amanda Seyfried said he deserved it, which I did not know that happened, which sucks because I really like Amanda Seyfried. Then remember how enraged they were when President Trump removed his head and survived an assassination attempt on live television, something that would have thrown this country into chaos, if not outright civil war. Remember how they built shrines and merch for Luigi Magnum, whatever his name is, after he
Mugione.
murdered, that one, after he murdered an innocent man in cold blood. And Ashley Babbitt, they didn't just defend the shooting, they turned her killer into a hero and have mocked her death for 5 straight years. Their hypocrisy is so loud and rancid, it makes their obnoxious red whistles seem quiet. This isn't politics. This is a communist insurgency carried out by people who openly worship the ideology of Karl Marx and want to eliminate everyone to the right of him. They don't care about life or innocent victims. They care about power, and they will justify any amount of bloodshed to get it. Accept where we are. It is not going to be pretty. Do not be manipulated by their narcissistic, emotional blackmail warfare. The only way is through. So I agree with him. I don't put everybody on the left into that bucket. I think there are a ton of people that, like what we've talked about, we're just sheep, and we can be sheep. We can be like alphas in different areas, but we're sheep in other areas. Like, hey, just tell me what to do here, and I'll just go with the flow. Like, whatever the case.
I'm a
But I
sheep to
do think
Jesus.
facts. But I do think that there are a lot. I think most people in culture are sheep to either like what's new. Like, look, Ma'am Danny, he's new. He won because he's new and he's fresh ideas, even though it's like the oldest playbook in the book where it's just socialism. You look at people that just want to do something because somebody else said to do it. And, then you have people that truly are like, you have your fringe left and your fringe right. Like, no, I am going to vote this way because this is how I always vote. And then you have your diehard core people that look at things. I would vote for a Democrat. I would, if they had a record of doing things that were conservative, if they had a record of doing things that were biblical, if they had a record of doing things that were good for this country. But if they did, I don't think they would stay Democrat. So I don't really think I would ever vote for a Democrat. Just saying. But that being said, I do think he's correct. I do think that the masks have come off. And I think that is why in our culture, it is so divided and jaded. Because everybody that was like, oh, I'm a blue dog Democrat. I voted for Bill Clinton, and he did a good job for them 8 years. Yeah, we balanced the budget in 1995, and he was, he might have done that stuff with Monica, but let me tell you what, that wasn't that bad. Let me tell you what, that wasn't that bad. And then you have like your hardcore Republicans, and I don't even know how to make fun of Republicans because they're just dumb. Like, that's so stupid.
It's the same voice, but more aggressive.
Yeah, that's true. Don't take my guns, you freaking idiot! You don't take my guns right now. You don't take my gun. Don't come on my property. Give me my gun. Give me my American flag. And yeah, but go away.
Where your American flag?
Get off my property right now. I'm gonna shoot you in the butt. Like, but you better be at church on Sunday, and then we're gonna have a potluck afterwards.
I love the Lord.
I love the Lord.
And I love guns.
But yeah, like I think those people, we didn't know how bad it was getting behind the scenes with cultural Marxism. We didn't know, and I really do think Trump in 2016 really did come in and flip the tables on the establishment, because the establishment was just rocking and rolling. Whatever they wanted to do, I truly do think they were rocking and rolling. And whether you like him or not, he flipped tables. And whether you like it or not, if you step back and you looked at it from like take your visors off, take your Democrat or Republican lenses off, and you just look at the facts of the past decade now, and you go, oh yeah, like things are a little out of whack. And it's because the apple cart got flipped. Somebody came in and said, I'm not going to do it your way. Somebody came in and said, oh, you've been doing that for 30, 40, 50, 60 years. Why don't we think about doing it some way different? Oh, you're trying to sell all of our national sovereignty for the sake of the global good, and every country is doing that? I don't think that's good. I think we need to bring back, national sovereignty. Every country needs to look out for themselves first. We've been saying that throughout the whole time we've had this podcast. We've been sitting there saying, listen, when we go sit at the table with France or Nigeria or Nicaragua or Brazil, whatever it is, I want them to come to the table and I want them to say, hey, I'm fighting for Brazil. I'm fighting for France. And I want our people to come to the table and say, well, guess what, mother trucker, I'm going to fight for America. And then you banter back and forth and you figure out the best trade deals and whatnot that benefit both of your countries.
Yeah, it's like
Period.
it's like, to me, I equate this to LeBron being on the Lakers when he was originally from the Cleveland, Ohio guys, Warriors, or not Warriors,
Cavaliers.
Cavaliers, and it's like, how in the world are you gonna be on the team but be like basically like born on a team, born into a team, and not want to be a part of that team? Like, and you choose to, like, when the other player is going for a layup, you allow the layup. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, it's no game that if the players are not in it for the team, that you're gonna win the game. You're always
No.
gonna lose. And
Yeah.
so, um, I'm just gonna wrap this up with my thought, and then you can finish us up, Thomas. But it is crazy to think that we can move anywhere without getting to a point where you have a mutual understanding, which is why we create this show. If we are actually going to make a change, it can't be continuously arguing, being emotional. You have to be intellectual. Like, you have to think it through, sit on it. Like, I remember growing up in student ministry, and if we had anything that we had thoughts on, we were told to sit on those thoughts, meditate on those thoughts. And I've held that to this day. And outside of church, like I express that in everything else in my life. And so it is better to be patient, to meditate, to create an opportunity to understand what is being talked about, the topic of discussion, and see what makes sense the most to you. Don't try to deny everything based off of what you already believe is true. You have to be okay with the idea that the thing that you believe is a lie. And that's how you create openness when you're trying to gain knowledge. So that's my take.
No, agreed. My take is, I said everything we discussed. And again, guys, like, listen, we want to discuss things. I want to give a shout out to
That was
Grappling
Dustin.
with the Gospels. Well, Dustin, thanks, dude. Jacoby didn't have to say that to everybody. Anyways, thanks for listening. And give us a comment there. But my thing is I want to talk about, Was it Alex Petty? Is that the guy's name that got shot over the weekend? I think.
Who?
If that was his name, the guy that got shot at the
I know it, Alex Petty.
was that his name?
It couldn't have been. I just talked to Alex.
Yeah, Alex Preddy. Alex Preddy.
Dude,
That's the guy that got
my
shot
heart
with the ICE
dropped,
agents.
bro.
No, I'm
Like
sorry.
genuinely, like I was like, I just talked to Alex a couple of days ago.
No. Alex Preddy. He's the guy that got shot by ICE agents this weekend.
Oh, that
Listen,
guy.
guys, like, yeah, listen, constitutionally, you have the right
He's white.
to peacefully assemble. Constitutionally, you have the right to yell at officers. I feel like constitutionally you do. We might have rules on the books that say otherwise, which a good lawyer could argue one way or the other. I feel like constitutionally, you have the right to carry wherever you want to. Constitutionally, these states that are implementing gun laws that are like, you can't carry here, you can't have this type of gun, or yada yada, it's unconstitutional. And I don't know how the Supreme Court hasn't overthrown those things. But I guess a case has to come before them. But that being said, be smart. Like, if you're going to go to a police intervention, which ICE is going out there, and they're not, I don't think they're like police. I don't know exactly like how ICE is like categorized, but I'm going to say police for lack of better understanding. If ICE is going out, they're going out for a specific reason, and that is to grab somebody that has broken our laws. Okay? And if you're going to go out and you're going to go and protest at a police intervention, especially protest in a way where you are like, I mean, I saw a video today of Alex, and I hate the heat. I don't want anyone to die. Like it's incredibly frustrating when people lose their life over this really petty thing. Like, it's just annoying. But anyways, don't bring a gun to that. Like, don't. Like, I think that cops have the right. If cops are in an altercation and they see a weapon on you, I think, and I would please, if an officer listens to me, please set me straight on this. But I think that they have the right to subdue that person in any way that they can. You know, like, obviously we would love for somebody to use a non-lethal way of subduing someone, but we're not there. We're not in that situation. Like, I don't know what I would have done. You know, like, most everybody, if we're honest with ourselves, we don't know what we would have done in that situation. We would love to say what we'd have done, because guess what? Hindsight's 2020, and it's beautiful. But if you're going to go to a police intervention, and if you're going to get loud, and if you're going to kick the car and break the tail lights of the police officers, yeah, expect them to get out of their car and subdue you. And then you're going to have a gun on you. You are asking for something to go bad. You are asking for something to go bad. I'm not blaming Alex for this, but I am saying he made mistakes. If he allowed his anger to get a hold of him, he should not have kicked the car. He should not have been pointing and yelling at him. Like, what you're doing, Alex, isn't getting anything done. You want to go make a difference? You go to Congress and you tell them, change these laws. Congress is the one. ICE is only doing the laws that Congress said to freaking institute and to enforce, period. And so please be smart, please be safe, obey the Constitution, but do it with freaking like common sense. Like, do it with common sense. That's all I'm asking. Period. Like, you want to come to my house And yeah, you can pick my kid up, but if you throw my kid across the room, guess what? You're going to get drop kicked. You can do it. It's within your rights to do it, but don't expect to leave my home in the same manner in which you walked in. You know, like be smart. So that being said, appreciate y'all being here. Please let us know what you think. If you got an opinion. If you don't have an opinion, please let us know what you think. And we'll see you next time.
Yeah. How about just do not involve yourself in police things? If a robbery's going on, how about you not protest for the robber? Good night, guys.